We are freaking ish live, not live. All right, ready? Welcome back to the show, guys. We got another episode, man. I've been freaking just slamming through these episodes. I think I did like 3 episodes already, and the year just started, so look out for those. But today we got a special guest. He's been on here before, man. The episode I did with him, it was just like one of my favorites of 2025. Him and Drew just reminded me of like the old school podcasts I used to do where I would just have fun.
That's right.
And I thank him for that. But today we got the return of Serge. And Serge brought his homie from the B. How do you pronounce it? Aadit.
Yes, sir.
Aadit. I'm sorry, dude. I should have wrote that one down.
You're good.
Highly requested guest.
Highly requested guest, Aadit. I don't even know anything about you, bro. So like, you've been training under the Beehive, right?
I do, bro. I started there in 2023. This fool introduced me to them. Before them, 2022, I was like classic fight team, but I wasn't really training. Like I had a membership for a year, but I was like showing up once a month type, so I wouldn't really count that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you were did you like train under like Tyler, like Wombles? Or
Yeah, sure.
How was that?
It was cool, bro. That was the first gym I ever joined, and I approached him saying like, "Oh, can you get me a fight? You know, like I'm trying to compete." And he kind of like not laughed it off, and I get where that came from now because he has a lot of big names and like serious people. So
yeah, Tyler's even so in 2020. When did you start under Tyler Wombles? I'm assuming 2022, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so dude, at that time he was like, dude,
bro, Dillashaw was in there at the time.
Yeah, staple, bro.
Yeah, and so I didn't really realize like the magnitude of that gym, and I'm over here, some brand new kid. The first kick he asked me to throw, he's like, "Are you a soccer player or something?" And I was like, "Oh."
Is that a compliment or?
Nah, he was like, "That's not how you throw a Muay Thai kick." And I was like, "Oh, okay, bro. Maybe I got to start at a beginner gym or something."
Yeah. Well, I mean, does he have like a beginner's class or anything, or is it just all
they
pro
do,
stuff?
They have a beginner's class. It's ran by Diego. And then sometimes Tyler would teach it, but mostly Diego.
Yeah, Diego's tight though. Doesn't he have his own gym now or something?
Nah, but the classic gym, they like. I don't know if they're working with Tenor. I don't even know where Tenor really is, but I know like their main pros like train over there now. Oh, okay. Diego's one of those guys.
I think it's in Costa Mesa, right? Isn't it? Tenor in Costa Mesa. That's an interesting gym because it's like I feel like that gym doesn't have a lot like home coaches. It's just kind of like they just rent out space. It looks like I don't know much about it. I've never been. Yeah, just from what I've seen, But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Tyler's crazy, bro. I hit him up to try to go on the pod. He ignored me.
Tyler, come here?
Yeah, I just think it's just because I'm sure he gets flooded, bro. Like, dude, that guy, like, out of everyone in California, he's like doing it, bro.
He's a pretty big name, yes, sir.
Like, dude, I see him on ONE FC, bro. I see him at the UFC, bro. He's like got a staple of fighters, bro. He's doing some cool stuff. He's not even from here. I think he's from Texas, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. You're not from Cali, yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'd love to get his story. Maybe one day, bro. Maybe when I get bigger.
Yeah, bro. No, definitely, bro. The way you're moving right now and how productive you are, I can definitely see it happening in the future. You feel me?
Appreciate that. But Serge, bro. So, bro, it's been a minute since I've seen you. We got some shots ready. Let's see.
Oh yeah. The California Sober podcast.
California Sober. What a savage! I need a chaser, guys. I'm not young anymore.
My personality, no chaser, just straight to.
Cheers to the new year. Cheers. Beehive, Spider, Muay Thai. Let's go.
Right, cheers.
I was drinking heavy last night, dude. That shot, I probably didn't even need a chaser. I didn't even taste that shot.
Oh yeah, dragon breath.
Bro, I was drinking last night, and then this morning I went to the gym, dude. And I hit that assault bike. Dude, by 10 minutes I was dead, bro. I sweated so much, bro.
There's probably a puddle under you.
Dude, it was so bad. I was just like, I'm gonna hit 5 more minutes and go home, dude.
The assault bikes is next level work, bro. I ain't ever done. I used to play basketball my whole life, but I've never done like conditioning like an assault bike, bro. It pushes you.
I hate it, but it's like I do it because it's like I don't want to run for like an hour.
That's true, bro.
I'd rather hit this assault bike for 30 minutes
real quick, sure.
And I burn the same amount of calories, bro.
It'll feel like an hour pretty fast doing that.
Yeah.
But dude, you know how like when you're riding a regular bicycle and you try to push it and you stand up off the seat and you pedal faster? I'll try to do that on the assault bike, like just to start it off, and it's like so hard because this thing's going this. I'm like, you can't cheat on that thing, bro. No. You can't cheat.
And it demoralizes you because like on a real bike, you can actually go somewhere. But that thing, you're stuck. You're stationary. You ain't going anywhere, but the emergency room if you keep going on that, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, so we got this assault bike at this Planet Fitness right across the street right here. And I think I'm the only one that uses it. I'm gonna take a video of me like with the seat setting, and then I'm gonna just every day take a picture of it and see how long it's on the same setting. It's been the same setting for 2 weeks, bro. I don't think anyone uses it, bro.
I wouldn't, probably not, bro, because Planet Fitness is just like very casuals. They're there to hit like a couple couple bicep curls and hit the sack, bro. Go home, take a nap.
Yeah. That one gets up though. It's got free weights and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, that's actually a good one, bro.
I've been seeing that. They've been starting to incorporate like more modern, I guess, like fitness equipment in the Planet Fitness of all gyms.
Yeah.
But that's good. I mean, most people, the gym culture is a lot bigger than it was. I think RFK had something to do with that. People just getting fat.
You think the MAGA movement?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Already 5 minutes in, bro.
I didn't mean to make it go there, but it ended up there. But it's like less fat people dying is a great thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fat shame or anything, but let's be honest.
Say,
it's called a spade.
Bro, the last time I did an episode with you and Drew, bro, that episode got shadow banned. I hadn't been shadow banned in so long because I've been working on not doing that.
I better bring it down, but it's the Henny, dude. It brought me up.
It's all good, bro. Bro, this guy was saying, him and Drew were saying some wild stuff, bro. I already knew too when we were recording. I was like, damn, my numbers are gonna go down. I don't care though, bro. I really don't care.
I feel like they went up in a way, like the viewership was probably amazing. I don't see the analytics behind all of that.
Yeah,
but like I don't know, with Fighters Rep, my viewership was always pretty high on the podcasts that they would do and the split screen that they had. So I'm assuming people like to hear me speak for some reason. I'm not even that interesting.
God,
I'm not even that interesting.
No, you're funny, bro.
Like,
look, you're a fighters guy, bro. So like whenever the numbers do bad, it'll be like a couple hundred views, but they're all fighters, bro. But the masses that like, because I honestly at the end of the day, bro, most of the people, because I see the analytics will show me like the stuff they're into, like what other videos they watch. So I know they're not fighters or anything. But it's like when I'm hitting like the high like 20, 30K views, at least for me, that's how, I can see it's just normal people, bro. They're just interested in what's going on,
Yeah.
But the stuff that you say, that's for the fighters, bro. But that's why I don't care. I'm like, at the end of the day, this podcast is for the fighters, bro. You know what I mean?
I speak on their behalf, and I'll do that as long as I can until
they come get you.
Until the feds get my ass, which is inevitable. But yeah,
don't ever change, dog. Don't ever change.
I can't.
But yeah, Serge, last time you came on, bro, you were preparing for 2 fights, right? And both of them, I believe, were championship fights. One was for Royal Combat. I think the other was for IFS, right? Was it IFS?
Yes.
So you fought De La Paz. Was it De La Paz, right? Isaac?
Yeah, Isaac De La Paz.
And you fought him. You lost with him, but then the other fight, which was like a week later, you won, I believe, right?
Yeah, fuck. That was what's funny is those 2 guys actually fought each other. So it was kind of like a little love triangle we had going on.
That's beautiful, bro.
A very violent love triangle.
Very violent love.
But yeah.
But take us through it, bro. I mean, how would you feel like after losing your first fight? Like, did you still have motivation for the second fight, or?
Well, it ended up being a draw. I don't know.
It was a draw. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Redacted.
Redacted. But I went in there knowing Isaac was a good fighter. He has 20 something fights as an amateur, closer to 30 if I'm not mistaken. The goal was a 2-belt summer. I think that was the title of the last episode. We didn't exactly hit that goal, but I think the judges made sure that.
Yeah, it was a robbery, low key, bro.
You were there? Or?
I was there.
He fought on my when me and Isaac fought the first time. He took a short notice fight, and yeah, he it didn't go his way, but it was his first fight. You live and you learn.
It was a fun debut.
But yeah, and then this guy Rodolfo, shout out to Rodolfo. He's actually our teammate
Shout out
now.
Rudy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up joining our team. So it's pretty sick to have connections in a fight game to where it's like you can fight somebody and you never know, they might become your teammate.
Sure.
Love that.
But the fight ended up being a draw. I felt like I felt like most people would agree that I took that fight.
You dropped him though?
4 rounds to 1. I had a knockdown, won the championship rounds.
You dropped him?
Yeah.
In what round?
I believe the 3rd round, spinning back fist to my bread and butter.
Beautiful. Damn, we gotta get a clip of that, bro. Someone got that?
Oh yeah, it
Kevin
was
Boogie.
Kevin Boogie got
Kevin,
it.
Oh, Kevin's got all the clips, bro.
He got it 2 feet away.
And I do, Isaac, I'm not talking. I love you, man. You're cool. I met him.
All respect.
Whenever I show respect to one fighter, that's not a diss to the other fighter. It was just cool, bro. That's all it was. It was just cool,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, continue, dude.
But yeah, it was easily the most brutal fight I've ever been involved in to this day. And it was my first title fight. So, I wouldn't have it any other way. Kicked a lot of knees, checked a lot of kicks. He kicked a lot of knees. We were both up in the doctor's chair. Because you know how they check you after. I was sitting in that chair. I was like, fuck. Like you want to be a fighter. But my shins were hurting. My chin was hurting. Everything hurt. And then we booked the Airbnb to Indio that same night. So I had to drive the in India, and I was
Oh,
getting like
fuck.
with this guy.
That's what was driving, bro.
Damn, same night is crazy though, bro.
Dude, I was having like dead legs when I was driving. I know it's from just
And
getting.
they made you drive? What kind of friends do you have, bro?
I'm kind of a cowboy in that sense, to where it's like I like that. I like to, you know, just do something and then do something else all not something extreme and then do something else all nonchalant.
Yeah, you're just ready to die for this cause, bro.
That's what makes me surge, dude. I'm just a down ass fool. I'm a cowboy.
Yes,
But
sir.
that fight didn't go my way, but it also didn't go his way. I don't see how the judges could have awarded him a win. But shout out to Isaac. I have nothing but respect for the guy. We fought again, but after that fight, I fought Seth like maybe a month and a half later. He comes from the Boxing Works lineage. I know Spider and Frankie are pretty tight with Pope Joy and all of them.
Pope Joy, bro, but that's no diss, bro. It's never diss anyone else, bro.
Just the way it goes.
Yeah.
I was pretty scared. I was terrified of Seth because I see his instructionals and I was like, damn, this guy's crispy. You know, I don't want to be on the receiving end of one of those instructionals, but
this worked in my last fight.
but yeah, I knew that, you know, I just got out of something way worse than that, and I knew that he was coming off of a long layoff. So I know the only way to negate that was put the pressure on him, go in there, don't leave it to the judges. Even though it went to the judges, I don't see how they could have given him a decision with what I did that night. I just didn't give him room to breathe. And I felt like I belonged there, which is, I struggle with imposter syndrome. So it felt good to know that I can beat one of the best guys. And then, basically 2-3 months later, I fought Isaac again, IKF and IFS title on the line. So the stakes were a little bit higher. I went in there, I fought my ass off. Judges didn't see it going my way. I felt like I was more dominant than the first fight, but you know what? The judges didn't see it that way, and you know, nothing but respect to Isaac De La Paz. We'll see him again, hopefully. If not, my work at 137 is done for now. I'm actually gonna go down and wait to 132.
Down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 132 is cool though. You seem like you could hit 132 though. I feel like, you know.
It's not easy, man. I've done it before. It sucks.
How tall are you, bro?
5'6.5", 5'7" on a good day.
You're just kind of stocky if you're.
Yeah, but
They have the tortas, bro. Come on, dog.
What can I say?
Yeah, right now you're in California, but come on, dog.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to make that, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe get a nutritionist or something, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just chicken and rice type, good genetics. But shouldn't be a problem, you know. Just go. I've done it before in May of 2024 or 5. Sorry, I'm retarded. I went in there. I fought somebody at that weight from 805. Kickboxing, I made the weight. It sucked, but you know.
Sukason?
Yeah, when
his face was up after the fight.
Yeah, I fought Sukason from 805. Shout out to him. He's one of he's fought everybody, man. You know. And Julio knew him. Julio was like giving me tips on how to defeat him because he knew him somehow. So I was like, all right.
Julio knows, dude. Julio's been fighting for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
He's not as active as he used to. He's got like 2 kids now, you know, but he knows everyone, bro.
Yeah, he's Unc for sure, man.
Yeah,
Uncle
bro.
Julio.
He's younger than me, bro. By like a year or 2.
Oh, really?
But I feel like he same with like with Alex. Like I was telling you, I was like, I feel like he acts older than me. Or maybe I just act too young.
I think Alex
That's good to be youthful, bro. Keep the youthful energy, you know. It's not
Trauma.
bad.
It's stunted growth, yeah.
Muay Thai will keep you useful and some good marijuana. So
yes, sir. But yeah, that's cool that you lost and you came back and you won your next fight, because I know a lot of people like, dude, when they lose fights, almost like the end of the world, bro. You just feel like you're not good enough. And, yeah, you show up to the gym like, bro, I suck, bro. You know what I mean?
It's demoralizing.
Yeah, so it's cool you're able to keep away from that headspace. I mean, did you feel like that at all, or were you just like, it's just another one that I lost? It's all good.
You know, one thing I will say is almost every fight, I feel like I'm losing, right? I can be in the middle of the fight and I'm like, I'm getting the dog kicked out of me, which, you know, I'll watch the film after and I'll be like, no, I was doing fine. But it goes back to that imposter syndrome that I have, to where I've never think I'm good enough to do anything. But like, I've never once felt like I was less than the level I was going up against, because I work hard in camp, and, you know, my performances kind of reflect on that, because it doesn't matter how much experience you have. If you work hard, that's the level of performance you're going to put in, you know. And we all have those days where we're weak, we're tired, we don't want to do it. But it's like showing up on those days. Like, it sounds cliche, but like showing up on those days is what makes a champion. You know, on your worst day, you can put in 2 hours of intense work. But I never felt like less than anything. You know, I never felt less than 0 after that. I have my next task already, because I'm somebody who just wants to get that bad taste out of my mouth, you know? So it's like I have my next task already, and, you know, we're going to handle business, you know, on February 21st. So that's all I can say about that, really.
Hunger, bro. You got that hunger.
Oh, yeah. It's just ambition, man. Just,
Yeah.
I want to be a champ and, you know, just keep moving forward. That's all it is.
That's important, bro. That's especially for new fighters, bro. Because, like I said, dude, most, I mean, maybe not most. I can't speak for everyone, but I know for me and a lot of my friends, bro, I feel like fighters, people who end up getting into fighting and training and all that, it's like they're kind of sensitive, bro. You know, in a lot of ways. Even though
Definitely,
people
bro.
look at them and they're like
Yeah.
very angry and like they think they're vicious, but it's like really, it's like a lot of these people have like a lot of self doubt. And that's what got them into
Yeah.
fighting in the first place because they're trying to get rid of that, you know.
Right.
So it's like I feel like when they lose a fight, it just reinforces that self doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, what you're saying is cool, bro. That's the healthiest approach to it, bro. And I think that a lot of the good fighters, like if you look at like Saenchai, bro, he does not care if he lost. He's always having a good time.
Yeah.
It could be the biggest fight of his life. He's going to be smiling, and it's like he loses, he's giving a hug, you know? I think that's really like what makes champions, bro, is your outlook on the fight and just your approach to it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I said, showing up on your worst day, because not every day is going to be a gold medal day. You know, like what makes
Most days aren't, bro, to be honest. You know, most days you're just working, like, not hoping, but you're working against the grain, so to speak, like trying to make it there. And then you have some days where you realize your dreams or whatever you want to accomplish, you know?
Yeah.
And bro, it's taxing, bro. Like fighting, it's taxing on the body, obviously, but it's also like you're missing out on time with your family, you know, and it's an investment financially. So if these things aren't, if you're not getting like the return back on investment, almost, it's like, why am I here? Almost.
It's like you put your, but one thing Rusty said about the whole sacrifice thing on his podcast is like, we kind of chose to be here, you know, we know what we signed up for.
Mhm.
So sacrifice is kind of a non-question because it's like, we chose to be here at the end of the day. We all signed that waiver or whatever, the IKF $80 membership.
$80, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh my God, bro.
It's whatever, dude.
Jesus, how many fights they put on in a night? Like what, like 50 or something?
I don't know, but it's $80. I mean, people will buy a hooker with that, you know, I get, unfortunately, but $80 to have a year membership, to me, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to use that, you know.
Oh, it's for the year though. It's for the year though. That's cool though. Actually, I didn't think
like-
about that. You're right.
Yeah, $80 can go to way worse things.
Fuck me, what you guys got. Dude, IKF though, dude, do you feel like it's still like the standard for like the belt? And I know a lot of people look at the IKF belt as like this is like the important one, you know?
I think Vinny spoke to this very well. He said at the time the IKF was a very coveted title. Now, when you have two belts on the line, you have the promo title and then you have the IKF, for example. It's beautiful, and you know they're gonna rob me every fight after I say this, but it's like it doesn't carry the same weight. You know, there's other promotions, other sanctioning bodies in California. I think the only difference between IKF and every other sanctioning body is how well the show is run. You know what I mean? I will say this about the IKF. I've fought pretty much under every sanctioning body in California, WACO, ISKA, and IKF. I can say that the IKF runs a pretty smooth show. However, the ISKA is getting there as well. Like, I fought for them where they were overseeing the Royal Combat,
Yeah.
you know, event. They did well. I didn't really see any difference. Everyone was chill. But it's like, I'm not trying to really be their friends, you know what I mean? I'm just dealing with them for like 6 to 8 hours max. But like, I don't think like 2 belts is great. It's hardware. But to me, it's just like how well the show is run and how those sanctioning bodies are reflected on, you know? It's just, you're just trying to get in and out at the end of the day. You don't want to deal with any bullshit, especially on a weigh-in day. You're dehydrated, you're pissed. You just want to go home. And then, you know, sometimes they drag ass, but you know, it goes back to how the show is run.
Yeah.
But I don't think it carries the same weight, if I'm being straight up.
Yeah. I had the pleasure of, I interviewed, what was her name? Her last name was Fossum.
Awesome.
Tony Fossum, I believe was her name. So her husband, Steve Fossum, was the one that started IKF, right?
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away. But she told me the history on how it was started and everything they went through, you know?
Mhm.
And I didn't realize like how much it meant to fighters in the 90s, right? So back in the day, bro, there was no like ranking system. You couldn't just go online. Like Sherdog and all that didn't exist, right?
Dang.
So whenever you would fight, it's like these smaller promotions, these regional promotions, they would kind of decide your ranking and who should fight for the belt or not, right? Steve Folsom, he came around and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to create like this website where you could see everyone's rankings. I'm going to make this league. It's not a league. I'm going to make this belt, right? That can go with any promotion, but it's going to have we're going to have our own ranking that you can look on online, right?" So they were like the Sherdog before Sherdog existed for like kickboxing and Muay Thai and all that. You know what I mean? So when I was speaking to Vinny, he was coming at the end of that era when he was talking about that IKF belt melt something, and he talked about how Giga Chica Days he got the belt like 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was when it was like its peak. You know? So I agree with you, bro. I think nowadays that IKF belt doesn't have as much weight as it used to, but I respect the history of it, bro. And like I'll always be grateful for its existence because we wouldn't see what we have. We wouldn't have what we have today without it, you know?
Yeah. I just wanted to give it to my mom.
It's a nice looking belt, bro. It's a nice looking belt, bro. It's pretty.
You can shine it up every now and then. You
Yeah.
know, when it collects dust from just doing, just hanging up in my gym. But other than that, it's like, it's just a belt, dude. I'm wearing a belt right now, you know?
I think it looks better than the WBA belt, bro.
Oh, yeah. It's a sexy piece of leather right there. So it's no mistake. But I don't think it determines what kind of fighter you are. It's like I said, it doesn't carry the same weight. I think Vinny would agree, and most people. But I think the WBC does. I think if you can say that, if you can grab that one like Keelan Weeks did, for example, along with several others, it's definitely gonna reflect well on you as a fighter.
Yeah. That's I think starting there to become the standard as of now. It's weird though because they do boxing too, and it's like they have all this other stuff going on, and I get it. It's I kind of felt weird when they started taking over like the Muay Thai world because I was like, they're like not ours, they're boxing and they're trying to get into. But now after so many years, they have been putting in the work, bro, and they do a lot of stuff like they train coaches or they train judges and referees. I do like that they do those seminars and stuff.
Yeah,
for the workers and stuff. I actually got into it with I don't know if you saw the episode I did with Alex. I was getting into the comments with the chairman of the WB. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. So what happened? Run me through that.
So that clip I posted where Alex was talking about how Muay Thai is regressing in the United States, right?
Yeah.
So that dude commented saying how WBC has been going around the world and it's the biggest it's ever been. And like I was like, yeah, but not in America, bro. I live in America, dog. I see what's going on in Europe and in Thailand and all these other countries. And yeah, you guys are you're uniting Muay Thai in those parts of the world. It doesn't even matter though because it's like they have other promotions like in Thailand that they care more about anyways. But I see what they're doing mostly for European stuff, you know. But we got into it a little bit, and then I shot him a DM upon like I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to offend you, bro. This is what I see, you know, because I felt like he felt like I was offending him or something, you know, because I get it, that's his brand, you know. But we had a great conversation, dude. So I'm gonna go check out his gym. It's in Stockton. He has one in Stockton and Hawaii and all these other countries. But I'm gonna go to one in Stockton one day when he's there, and I'm gonna just meet him, have a conversation with him, and train with him, you know.
Lock your car. Stockton's a dangerous place.
I used to live out in not in San Francisco. I'm sorry, Sacramento. Back in the day.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with the area. But yeah, actually, dude, I feel like LA's gone rougher, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. You see like a fentanyl factory on the side of the road like that. So it's definitely not a place you want to be, man. Yeah,
I don't know about how like in the other parts of the Bay is. I'm sure the Bay is pretty bad. It's probably worse. I see crazy videos.
Did you see when Drew went there? Like,
yeah, you got a shit checked, bro. You know you got a shit checked, right?
No, what happened?
Dude, the last day, like literally he was gonna leave and then he went to go check out a museum with his brother and they broke the window of his rental and they stole all his stuff, bro, all his gear.
Out of a rental?
The last day, bro.
Yeah, last day too. That's
terrible.
Everybody, that's a place you don't want to go. You don't want to go there, bro.
That's crazy that's like here in California, bro. We're like richer than most countries, bro.
Our GDP is pretty high, bro. It's like I keep getting ads to go to San Francisco. It's like, F you, I'm not going there. It's like, kiss my ass. You think I'm going to travel there after what my boy just went through? Hell no.
Yeah. No, I feel it. But yeah, so you've been training at the Beehive, man, right?
Yeah, sure.
So what I mean, you don't have to get into the details if you don't want to, but what was with the switch between Classic and the Beehive? Like, what was the reasoning behind it?
Just like, I just didn't think I was at the level to be there, and I wasn't getting as much one-on-one help as I wanted.
Yeah.
And then Beehive, I ended up coming there because this fool, I ran into him at Choose Fitness, like the workout gym, the weightlifting, and then he told me he goes to Beehive or it was NHC at the time, and then the big thing was he told me that Coach B from NHC, he used to train at Classic, so I was like, all right, maybe there's some crossovers, some combos, and there's a lot of combos that Tyler would teach, and Coach B teaches the Beehive students as well, so like this might be a good place to. And it was also local. It was local. I totaled my car as well in 2022, so I was like, my mom has to drop me off. She's not really down to drive to Fountain Valley from Buena Park every day. NHC is right here in Los Alamitos, 10 minutes away. It's like a better bet.
Yeah. You're from Buena Park?
I am, yes, sir.
You grew up right there?
I I grew up in India, but I was born in Anaheim, and then I lived in Anaheim from when I was like 7 years old to like 13, and then we moved to Buena Park and been here since.
Punjabi.
Yeah, Punjabi. What part of Anaheim were you in?
Right on Lincoln and like Brookers, where that, like there's a bowling alley over there.
Oh, it's like right there. All right, the rough area. A lot of Mexicans.
Yeah, a lot
You
of
kind of look
Mexicans.
like you could pass as a Mexican.
But when I have a buzz cut, people say that a
Like
lot.
Pablo or something, Pedro.
Pedro.
He's adopted Mexican, brother.
Yeah,
This
shit.
guy, he called me papas and shit like that. I'm like,
I speak a good amount of Spanish. I feel like it's beneficial, bro. There's a lot of Hispanics in
Southern
yeah,
California.
SoCal, bro. And then I work at Chipotle, so customer service. Some of them can't speak English, so it's nice. Even yeah, bro.
Real
Even
Mexicans go to Chipotle? Like actual real Mexicans? That's fucking crazy, bro.
the sellouts.
yeah, no cap, low key.
I'd be so like offended if a
That is
real
a sellout.
Mexican went to Chipotle. I'd be like, what
The
are you
ones
doing,
who
bro?
voted for Trump.
Yeah, type shit, bro. There has to be those ones, bro.
Dude. All right. So what was India like, bro? Like, I mean, you were probably young, right? So you said 7 when you were out here, when you moved out here.
Yes, sir.
So do you remember it at all?
Punjabi origin story. Let's go.
This for nah, I don't have like. It was cool, you know. Sorry,
Acting.
I'm also trying to like think also, but it's cool. There's a lot you're more grateful for simple things, you know, like just having meals with families. I used to take a little bus to go to school. Yeah, India's cool, bro. It's not some place you can like build or grow much. You kind of are dealt the cards you're dealt, and then you kind of just live with them.
Yeah. Not to talk shit or anything, but I saw that YouTuber. He was like a foodie. He ate some food in India. He asked his viewers, "Where's the worst food in India?" And he went to it, bro. He's a Mexican dude from Mexico, but didn't speak English, right? But he goes to it and he ate the food and then he died.
Bro, no, I don't doubt it. You can get sick.
Damn.
Even right
Yeah.
now, or I haven't gone in a while, but once I moved here and I would visit back there, anytime I ate the food, I get sick as heck, bro. Even
Yeah.
drink the water, I get sick, super sick.
I see some crazy stuff, bro, but they do not wash their hands.
That's not the
At all,
most
bro.
sanitary place at all.
Wild, bro.
I don't know what their take on that is. I never understood either. Maybe it's like made with love or something, but nah, bro, you guys are just not clean, bro. End of story.
I feel like they're just stubborn to change. They just don't want to accept cleanliness or something.
Mhm.
Like, bro, just wash your hands and wash your
Hey,
bro.
bro.
Like,
I think they had like a shit throwing contest too, if I'm not mistaken.
it's it's one city, but yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Yeah, it's not common. But you saw how that guy couldn't release the episode because he was getting death threats. Because he was promoting it, and so a bunch of Indians started like threatening him. They found out where he lived and his family and shit. So he got scared for his wife and kids. He's like, all right, I'm not gonna release it.
There's like a billion
Because
people there. You don't want them showing up outside your house.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
half the country right
all
there.
of them, and like half of them are good with tech. They'll find out where you live real quick.
Yeah, bro.
They're like, I'll text him.
Oh yeah, they'll pinpoint exactly where you are.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I know India though; they're really big on like wrestling. I think, right? Isn't wrestling like their
Bro, I
biggest
didn't-
combat sport?
Yes, sir. And I wasn't even aware until I got into it. And then there's like a specific city, like Haryana or some shit. It's like northern India where Punjabis are from, actually. Funny story.
What a coincidence, bro.
but those people are heavy into wrestling. They call it kusti. It's like a sambo almost.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and they do it like in mud or something, so it's like hard to get a grip. It's like Greco. It looks like kind of like Greco-Roman, but
Yeah.
like you're all slippery from the mud. I think it's training like that would definitely help with like your grip and like being able to do the technique. 'cause
yeah.
Fighting against the mud.
Mhm.
But they never do good though, like in ONE FC and stuff, bro.
Oh, they don't, bro.
I just think fighting is not like big in that culture, you know?
It's not. And coming from India, bro, if you're fighting over there, you're not really dealing with this level of competition. You know, there's levels. And over here, it's like people are coming from international Thailand, wherever, Mexico. It's like the gritty, harder fighters you're going to have to face. And sometimes you get hit by one of them. And you don't get hit like that in India. So, and these people can take punches too, you know? So it's like a learning curve almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because like it's like a lot of these poorer countries, people just gravitate towards what makes money quick and easy, you know? And so like Thailand and like parts of Europe and stuff like that, it's like there's a pathway to make money through fighting, you know?
Mhm.
But I think India just doesn't have like those type of they just never it's like for them it's like getting into tech or
All right.
like they're really big on like that type of stuff. I think agriculture is pretty big out there too, you know?
Sure.
So it's gonna take like someone being able to upfront like a league and be like, I'm gonna pay my fighters
Yeah,
this
yeah,
amount,
yeah.
you know? Maybe it's you, bro. Maybe you go back and you make
Possibly
changes,
one
bro.
day, bro.
I
That
think
would
you're
be
the
sick.
answer, Aadit.
Yeah, I need, bro. Come on, bro. There's a lot of Indians are getting a lot of hate right now with the drivers, bro. With the truck drivers, you seen that?
Bro, I'm one of them giving the hate, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
Friendly fire.
Make
I'm just throwing all this is my bad, bro. I don't even.
Nah, you're good,
I don't know.
we're-
I don't have
we're
an
setting
Indian-
a bad
actually,
image,
my
bro.
mom's dating an Indian guy. I should just ask him these questions. My bad.
They're valid. I mean,
Nah, they are, bro. And like, cause that fool, I heard one of them, the Punjabi guy again, bro. But I heard that fool wasn't even like a citizen or something. He didn't even have his like.
Green card or something.
Yeah, and he didn't even have his
yeah.
license, like and he was on like high or something when
Was
he.
he?
Yeah, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
I think he killed like 6 people, dude.
Yeah.
On the live, 6 people. Or
he had a high
20
body
people got
count that
injured.
day.
Mhm.
That is crazy, dude. And then you saw how his family was like they were making videos talking about how he shouldn't go to jail. They're like, he's sorry.
Nah, that's crazy.
It was crazy, bro. I'm like, damn, bro. There's like 6 people not alive.
All right, bro. Where's the
Sorry, he's not gonna
accountability?
cut you. I'm not
Exactly,
saying he's a
bro.
bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy, bro. I'm just saying he
No,
made a
no,
mistake,
but-
you know?
There's mistakes and then there's crime, bro. Like you're
Yeah.
committing crimes, bro.
Yeah.
I think, and at the speed that he was traveling, like you're crushing those other cars like cans.
Yeah.
The fact that your body
Bro.
count was 6 is insane.
Was
Like,
20 injured, bro.
Damn.
There's like 20 or 22 injured, 6 unalive, bro.
Holy crap.
But it almost like from what I looked into, I think it was because his brakes failed. But it's like I apparently like as a truck driver, that's like you're supposed to check your brakes like every
Yeah.
haul, which seems like it makes sense.
Right,
you know?
right.
inspections and whatnot.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a driver. I can't speak on it.
True.
But damn, that was crazy when I saw
Yeah.
that. I was like, ooh, that's a job. But
Yeah.
if you mess up,
Yeah,
bad,
consequential, bro. Yes, sir.
I didn't know about the 20 injured though. Like Jesus.
Yeah,
it's
they
like
need
20 or something. I mean, you know, some people they just were just trying to get insurance
Sure,
money,
yes, sir.
so it's probably not even.
It's like oh my neck.
Yeah, it's like-
There's
The
still
car
20
didn't get hit.
involved, bro, from one car accident. That's pretty significant, dude.
Yeah, semi truck, dude. So.
It made you wonder. It's like how many more are like him. But
Well,
it's like are there more out there?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, dude. My mom's actually dating an Indian guy. I can't remember his name. He's cool though. He takes me to cool Indian spots. There's a spot in Cerritos. You ever gone to Cerritos? They have good Indian food, bro.
Heck yeah, bro. Little India, Artesia. It's
Yeah.
packed with like pretty good spots.
Yeah, I'll send you a spot, bro. I got a spot. I can't remember the name of it. It starts. It's like a touch of Asari or something with the AS. It's good. I'll send
I
it.
know
to
you've
you,
been there, Aadit.
I have my favorite restaurant. If you go there and check out India restaurant, it's pretty fire. And,
It's just called Indian restaurant.
Yeah,
love
not
that.
the most creative name.
Love that.
All both aside, Indian food's pretty good. You
I
know?
like it, bro.
It's good, but bro, like,
I like curry.
yes, sir. But then the Indian people gotta also understand, like, you're dealing and cooking with a lot of spices, and it's aromatic. It's gonna these stigmas don't get in place for no reason. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's gonna stick on your clothes. It's gonna stick on your. You know, when you sweat, it's gonna come out.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna
you
make
gotta
it fast
counteract that some way. Maybe a little extra deodorant or something. But
What's up with that? Do Indians not like deodorant or something? Or is it just not strong enough?
I think it's just not strong enough. Bro.
Or is it they're using deodorant, but it's just not.
I think it's just not strong enough. And then a lot of Indians are also just like big on natural remedies or whatever, organic. You know, so it's like
Yeah.
that's not gonna work as well as like some not Axe. That's maybe a bad example, but you got to use some strong when you're dealing with strong smelling
Dr.
foods in
Squatch.
order. Yeah, Dr. Squash, something
Dr.
good,
Squatch,
bro.
dude.
Something good, not these like.
No, you need the metal with the metal.
You might need
Not that
aluminum.
organic shit.
Yeah, bro. These people are like rubbing bay leaves on the armpits, expecting the smell to go away. It's like, come on.
Mint and stuff, dude.
It's like cilantro or something.
Dude, ham. My mom says ham.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
India's hella corrupt too, though, bro. Like the cops over there, they'll see crimes going on and they just won't do anything about it. So you got to kind of fend for yourself.
a lot of countries are like that, bro. People
True,
think
true.
like that we're spoiled in the United States, dude. But
Heck yeah.
if you just go a couple miles to Mexico, dude, like I'll show you some shit,
Different world,
bro.
bro.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Vietnam, bro. When I went to Vietnam, dude, so the border's Thailand, bro. So you'll see a lot of Thai people coming to Vietnam, like
Yeah.
But there's this Thai fighter. He was from he was European. I don't know where he was from at, but he was an American. But anyway, he spoke English though.
Mhm.
But he got fucked up, dude, and he thought they ripped him off, right? And like I saw his receipt because I was one of the only people that spoke English, so I was like, yo, let me see your receipt. Everything added up, dude. But he like thought they were taking money from him, so he started like fighting with the staff and breaking. And so they ran away and they locked the door behind the bar, and he just was breaking in the bar. Bro, I was literally like, I was there for like 20 minutes before me and my sister were like, all right, let's go. Cops didn't even show up, dude.
Yeah, bro.
It's not like out here
Damn.
where, cops are like 15, 20 minutes for their response time. I don't even think cops go over there. It's usually people pay private security where I was at least,
Yeah. They get there the next day. It's like, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
It's like by then it's like the whole village is like pillaged,
Yeah.
basically. And
Yeah, so we're spoiled down here,
City.
dude,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Oh.
then people over here will still find ways to complain, like, oh, cops took forever to get here. At least the cops came, bro. At least they pulled up, you know?
Yeah, and it's the thing. The other end of it though is just there's cops that are they abuse their power and stuff.
100%, bro.
That's kind of a
Power trip.
I don't know, man. But I did see a statistic, and I'm not like pro cops, and I'm not like FTP either. I think there's like a balance between the two. I think it's like FTP is certain cops and pro certain other cops. I'm not gonna generalize all of them like that. But I saw a statistic, and it said that since they started implementing more body cams, they've shown that. So the statistics show that excessive force, like using a gun, most of the time when they shoot someone, I'm probably wording it wrong. Sorry, dude. When they shoot someone, it's because they had to. You know what I mean? And this body cam showed that in more cases they didn't use the gun when they should have used the gun. Instead they used other force. Less lethal force. It's kind of, and I'm sure like certain pockets, there's like LA, I'm sure cops are shooting people more than they should, but it's also like the population density and the different races that are there, mental health issues, right? So I got to look more into where they got those numbers from actually.
And I think cops as well, there's like, they know that they're potentially on camera all the time, like whether it's a dash cam or somebody filming. But the worst is those cops are like, stop filming me. It's like, I can film you if I want. I hate those cops, legally. Yeah. I keep getting like, I'll just be going down the rabbit hole on YouTube Shorts. And it'll always end up with like cop related content where it's like a traffic stop gone wrong or something. And it's like you said, there's got to be a balance between like FTP and like, like Back to Blue, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, bro. Like it's hard to do that job right,
Yeah.
Obviously, your morals get involved in a way, but you're working for the community at that point. You can't just be busting caps in everyone's ass. It's like, come on, bro.
Nah. Yeah. That's a tough draw because there's got to be a balance, but then there's also the whole imbalance of power. And it's like naturally when you have power, no one lets their dog tell them what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is. I don't know how to fix that problem. I had a couple ideas, but I don't think they're going to work. But one of my ideas is I just think we should pay cops a load of money and make it a hard job to get into. So it's like at the status of like a doctor. Most doctors are not going to do illegal because they don't want to lose their license. It took them like 12 years and 200,000 just to get it. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. I make being a cop hard. Make people look at it like, oh, this is an amazing job. They're a hero, and make it so if you fuck up, you get fired, and that's it. You can't go anywhere else. Once you get fired as a cop, doesn't matter where you move. If you're in the United States, you cannot be a cop.
Yeah, out of the industry. Yeah, that's smart.
And they already tried that like community peacekeeping force.
Terrible idea.
They would just paint a rainbow on on a sidewalk or something like that and say, "Oh, we're safe." Like everything is good here. And then
what are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna
some crackhead
whistle to save me, bro.
This one is like, he was crazy.
Some fools trying to mug me. You just come pull out your camera. I got their identity. Cool.
Yeah, but you did.
I did it because they stole my phone.
It's like, cool. Now you're gonna call the cops. Yeah. Finally, it's like, bro.
Yeah.
That's who, bro. Like cops, and some of them might be power tripping, but it's like they're also dealing with their own life. I feel like it might take just one bad interaction, especially in a place like LA. Like you run into one tweaker who's off the rails, runs at you with a knife or something, and now you're always cautious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's another thing too, right? It's like we would like our cops to sacrifice themselves for the greater good, and that's what I'm saying. Though it's like, we should make it so where the people we hire are willing to do that and pay them a shitload of money for it. You know what I mean? Like only like ex-military people that were willing to die by the sword, and we'll pay you a lot of money, make sure your family's taken care of. Well, you got to have good morals. That's the other thing too, is we should only recruit people from the military, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're willing to die for me in another country, it's like you probably have a pretty good moral compass. You know what I mean?
Some of these people who are willing to die for us too. Shout out to the armed forces. Some of these guys aren't even old enough to order a beer, dude, and they're out here like putting their life on the line. It's like if you can die for your country, you should be able to have a beer, while you're in the service, And I'm not an alcoholic or anything like that. I mean, an unofficial one, but I mean, a shot of Henny before the podcast.
Let's replay that.
It doesn't do me any justice with what I'm saying, but it's like it's like if you can die for your country, you should be able to have a beer. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, for real.
My dad kind of.
You might die not ever drinking.
Yeah, it's a good
They
point,
might send
bro.
you somewhere where some shit goes down and you just never. But I think the way they do it though is if you're in another country, like let's say you're in like Iraq or whatever the drinking age is over there, they let you do it. I think that's how they do it.
I don't even think they drink in Iraq because of like the Muslim,
Not today. Now since Al Qaeda or not the Taliban,
Oh yeah, they're back.
Yeah. Isn't that another wild thing? How we went on this like long ass war? It was like a 10-year war or something, just for us to give the keys to the Taliban.
I think we're actually funding them too, as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're actually like sending them money.
A couple mil every week, I think, bro.
Yeah, because we acknowledge them as an actual government. No, I think we have to because like they kind of took their country back,
Yeah.
But the Venezuela thing too yesterday.
That's just wow. They're popping off, bro. There's like tanks and shit over there. Like, what is going on?
Dude, we kidnapped their president and took him back and put him in like a Nike tracksuit.
So was that real?
Yes, that was
actually. I was like, is this AI or something?
They gave him some American drip or something like that. He was in like a Nike fleece and everything. I was like, all right.
You know, and I was looking into this the other day, bro, and people were saying that Trump's doing all this just because he just doesn't like the flow of fentanyl onto, like, there's no actual like plan. He just was like, I don't like how fentanyl's coming from Venezuela. Let's fix this.
I think a lot of it's coming from China too, if I'm not mistaken.
Although, precursors come from China, they send it to like, I think Mexico's making more than Venezuela, first of all. So I don't even know why. I know why, because we don't like Venezuela. We can't attack Mexico because we're cool with them, you know?
A lot of it seems very mixed in that, like, it seems like we're more upset here that we toppled that government, because a lot of people in that region are kind of happy we did them that favor, so to speak. I've seen a lot of things on social media. A lot of, you know, the neighboring countries are happy we did that. We did them a favor, like I said.
Yeah.
So, but I don't understand the demographic there. But here it's like you have AOC saying, "Oh my God, you know, we took them over." But it's like we kind of, you know, we
gave him a chance.
You know, I mean,
you said, "Hey, act right." Somewhere else, bro. Well, you found out where else was, bro.
Tirana found out, I bet. Yeah. I guess, you know.
It's tough because, like, dude, this is how I see it. It's like, should we be in control of how other governments run? Yeah, there's going to be happy people that Madero's out, but then I'm sure there's a lot of people that were benefiting from him, right? I think as a whole, he's a bad guy. I think he did a lot of bad things. Yeah. But I also think it's like, it's not our decision. If they want to, like, it's like Trump, right? Other countries probably want Trump gone, but we voted for Trump. That's what most of America wanted. Sure. With Madero, I don't know how. I know the last election they had, people were saying it was rigged, and like he's kind of turned it into like Venezuela into a dictatorship when people wanted to go to be more democratic. So
100%.
I don't know. I don't know all the details of it, but I think it's a tough policy to have to start going into other countries and overthrowing them, which is something we've always done, though, I guess.
It kind of goes against what Trump ran on too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no wars.
Yeah, like no intervention in public, in like, you know, world affairs. But it's like, I don't know how many times it started when he bombed Iran. It's like, all right, dude, you know.
Yeah, and he did that for Israel. That was crazy.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. I was like, what are we doing this for? Why do we like them like that?
Yeah, no real shit, bro.
Like, I don't understand how this little country of like, you know, country nation, whatever they call it, of 4 million people can just boss us around. Obviously, like APAC, you know, they are cool with our Congress, you know, our congressmen, and I'm sure higher people than that, including Trump. Like we're not the United States of Israel, bro, and they are not our greatest ally. Like, Christians go there and they get spit on. Like, what kind of shit is that, bro? Like, come on, bro. I'm done. And people will call me an anti-Semite. I don't care. Go eat a bowl of dicks.
The memes are making sense now.
yeah.
It's tough, bro, because like, so I can get why Trump likes the you know, Israel and stuff, because he's from New York and there's like a strong Jewish population there. You know what I mean? I think America as a whole, the reason we work with Israel, from what I understand, there's two main reasons. Is one, it's like they're kind of like a proxy for the rest of the Middle East and like other countries we don't align. Like Iran is like a big enemy of ours, right? Yeah. And they're an ally of Russia. So us being friends with Israel, it allows us to see what Russia's allies are doing, like Iran. And it's also like kind of an in-betweener between our other allies in the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia and like Russia and their allies. So if something were to go down, you know, we could send troops to Israel to help protect Saudi Arabia, you know?
Yeah.
Which is another weird thing how we're friends with them, because they also do some
oh yeah.
But and the other thing too is people in America, they like Israel because they invent a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, like if you look at all of our agricultural technological advances, those came from Israel. One of the things they're doing right now is I don't know if you guys know about vertical farming.
Oh yeah, on like skyscrapers and shit?
No, it's like, so basically instead of traditionally growing stuff in a tray like indoors, right, like how we do most places, it's like a wall. And so the reason it's less space, and then instead of direct water, it's like you can use like foggers, so you're saving water, you know? Sure. It's because Israel's a small country and then it's in the desert, so it's like they're coming up with new techniques to.
They have to.
Yeah, for food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is something that like it's pretty groundbreaking, and it's probably something in the future might be implemented more. Obviously, the cost is really high, so we're not going to do it at this point in time.
Well, it's not all bad, I guess. I mean,
and so that's why we like them, bro. Is that enough? No, I don't think so. I think what they're doing is fucked up. If you look at the history on how Israel was started, I went down this rabbit hole. It was all just through politics, right? So a long time ago, Palestine, it belonged to the Ottoman Empire. This was like during World War I, I believe, right? One or two. I think one, right? Yeah, it was Turkey.
Yeah, that's when it was.
Right. So the Arabs eventually wanted to break themselves from the Ottoman Empire, which was kind of a crazy thing because the Ottoman Empire, they had what's called the Caliphate, I think it's the name of it, right? And he's the guy he's like the Muslim that oversees all.
Is it the
Islam.
Ayatollah or the Caliphate?
No, the Ayatollah, that's the military, right? So the Caliphate, I believe, is the like main. He's like the main priest, I guess.
Like the religious leadership.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so he was in Turkey, which he shouldn't have been. He should have been from Saudi Arabia technically, but then because they took over, like, the Muslim world, it's like they were like, all right, we're going to be in control of who the Caliphate is. Anyways, so Faisal, he was the leader of the Arabs, right? He came from Saudi Arabia, so he was seen as the direct lineage to be the king of the Muslims, right? Of Islam, whatever. He had to flee though, and then eventually he just was like, all right, we're gonna rise up against the Turkeys. We don't, even though we're their allies and life's not too bad under them, we don't want them, right? So they teamed up with the British, right? Faisal teamed up with the British, and he fought other Arabs. If you look at the history of Arabs prior to World War One, Arabs never fought each other. That was like a weird rule that they had. They would never fight each other, right? It
was like friendly fire almost.
Yeah, I mean, there would be instances where things happened, but they never officially went to a war with each other, right? So this was the first time that happened. And so Faisal split against his own people to fight the Ottoman Empire. He teamed up with the British, and he was promised that he would get Palestine and Iran and some other countries, right? The British were like, once we win the war, we'll take over this, we'll steal this back from the Ottoman Empire, and we'll give it back to you, right? He fought, a lot of people died. It's a crazy story, bro. You should check out his history because there's some crazy stories along with that history. And while they were in the talks of, like, I guess breaking up the Ottoman Empire, the Jews basically kind of were like, oh, we want our own land, right? Like, so they basically politicized to get their own land through money and trade. There was like this there's this Jew that lived in Britain, and he was like half Jewish and half something else, and he worked his way up into politics, and so he was kind of being the voice of the Jews, like, from around the world. And so he basically came up with this deal to get Israel for the Jews, and he just basically told, like, the British government, we don't want Palestine, we just want to be able to live there, but we'll follow Arab rule and we'll assimilate to the Arabs.
Right.
And so the British government were like, all right, that sounds cool. Like, two birds, one stone, right? They did that. The Jews came, and then they started lying about what the Arabs were doing because they had direct communication with the British government. So they made it so that you couldn't have guns, right? They're like, we should take away guns because there's violence going on in these cities. The British were like, all right, no more guns. Then the Jews started importing guns from Europe. And so then they started taking over Arab countries. They started changing the name of cities, changing the name of streets, and that kind of became like what is modern day Israel now. Anyways, so that's a long rant. I don't know.
No, but you're knowledgeable about this, bro. And I mean, recently I've been very curious because it's, like you said, it's all that's on social media. And it's significant because they do control a lot of that goes on here. So it's like, might as well have the knowledge of the origins and everything.
I listened to like a 20-hour podcast about this.
Dang,
twice.
Palantir knows our names now, guys, so it's all right. We might as well just unleash the rest of it. Palantir is listening.
Yeah. Anyways, so Serge, you got a fight coming up, right?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep it top secret until, this should drop next week, but I'm fighting for the World Combat 132 title. I was initially supposed to fight for the IKF 132 title against Eddie Reyes, but I caught wind of something, I saw that he was booked to fight like a month before me. Now, I'll get to the World Combat stuff, but like that was what my initial task was to fight Eddie. He was the guy that was supposed to fight David Marquez, but the ambulance was gone, and so the whole event got scrapped because the ambulance didn't get back in time, and the venue's insurance didn't insure them.
I heard about that, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah.
There's like a few fights that didn't even.
Drew's one.
Drew,
Yeah, I remember Drew. Yeah, that was crazy,
Drew
bro.
was shit out of luck that night, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was supposed to fight that guy. He double booked himself like a month before, and we're talking IKF, IFS title. It's like, it's 2 belts, And so this guy double booked himself, and so I told Sean, I'm like, hey, dude, what's this? What is it? And then not word for word, but I'm just paraphrasing. I said, Sean, what is this? And he's like, oh, he can't do that. And so he tells Mario, whoever Eddie's coach is, the guy that got knocked out by Shinzo Machida, he's like, hey, what is this? And then Mario's like, oh, we'll be there, I promise. It's like, and so I catch wind of this. Eddie catches wind of this. Eddie DMs me, we're not fighting. I'm like, yeah, dude, we're not fighting. You're kind of putting our whole bout in jeopardy. The guy's fighting is a killer. You get a medical suspension at 60 days. It doesn't matter what guarantee your coach gives me. You're out. a medical suspension that's it. There are 2 IKF sanctioned events, so it's not like you can go to WACO or something and you can maybe slip past that. But they were both IKF events, and so this guy booked himself too close, and so I saw this as a huge liability. I told Sean, put me on the shelf until June, and we can run this. So Eddie's still up for the title that night. However, this tells me a lot. They're not willing to put the IKF up that night. So it tells me that the ticket burden was on me.
Yeah.
And I know Eddie don't sell tickets. I see the crowd he brings.
Damn.
Or lack thereof. But
Lack thereof is crazy.
But yeah, Sean took the IKF off the line for that night. And it's like, I'm giving you an opportunity. You have less fights than me. It's first, second belt, second division. Just make that important. Don't double book yourself that close. It's a huge liability. It's not even a disrespect thing, but Eddie DM'd me, we're not fighting. I said, not fighting, bud. Sorry. But I'll see you in June if you mark your calendars and make sure you only focus on that. Mario DMs me and he's like, are you scared? I'm like, okay, dude, I had a heads up he might do this because David Marquez, he was whispering sweet nothings to him on Instagram DMs. And so I was like, okay, I kind of expected him to message me and he's like, oh, you're scared. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm scared. I fought 147. I fought 142. I fought who's who at 137. I fought at 132. I fought in 4 divisions. You're going to call me scared? I'm like, all right. So this bold talking to me. And I'm like, I had a heads up you might do it, but I'm like, bro, what are you talking to me? That's just immature for one. But it's like, I'll see you in June. I said, the title's still on the line for Eddie. I'll see you in June. Just mark your calendars. Don't take a fight a month before. I'll see you then. And blocked his ass.
That's what he did, though.
And then I reposted him getting knocked out by Chinzo Machida. So
I should have reposted, tagged him, and then blocked him.
Oh yeah,
get the last word in.
But I have nothing against Eddie for the record. I think Eddie's a great young fighter. I just think Mario gets on his little keyboard fingers and wants to talk. But he's not the one fighting. And then he also said like, "Oh, you're not pro." It's like, oh, I'm fighting no shin guards, no headgear. Like, and it's not like these elbow pads are going to prevent a cut. I've seen plenty of people get cut open in those things. So don't. We aren't pro, like, quote unquote, but it's like, it's pretty fucking close, dude. And like Hung said, we basically pay to fight. Yeah. So don't sit here and give me this whole, we're not pro. I just fought somebody who had like 30 fights almost. And Isaac De La Paz, Seth had a pretty good record. So don't try to demean what I've done in the sport. I told him, man, show some respect. Don't DM me. Fuck out of here. You're blocked. And so me and Eddie are cool to my knowledge. I don't have a problem with him, but he should have marked his calendars a little better and, made sure that was his priority. But, we move on. I'm fighting for the 132 title for Royal Combat. I'm already their 137 champ. And Eddie's actually the reason why I got stripped. They had to move on with that division. So my 137 Royal Combat title got stripped because I went to go fight Eddie. I decided to go do that. So they decided to keep that division busy. They stripped my belt. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Seth's fighting for it that night. I don't care. It's a tough sell. After I just beat him, I'm on the same card as him. So I'm fighting some guy from up north. Announcement's going to be coming pretty soon. But fighting some guy who's like 8-4 from up north. He's actually from Stockton. So we move on. We'll fight that guy. And then after that, I have nothing coming up. So I'll probably sit out. And then if I come back, great. If not, I'll just get my boys ready. So we got this guy. We got this next generation coming up right here. Aadit's probably like the best example of who's up next when I decide to hang it up. Like this guy, he's had 3 fights in like 2 months, which is crazy work to me. And he can tell you about that, but he can tell you that whole story. But it's like this guy right here is up next, and he's kind of leading the pack from our gym of like the next generation that's going to be entering the ring. So yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I had not the most active 2025. In the beginning, it was kind of active, but to close the year out, I kind of just like stopped competing, kicked back, started drinking a lot, and reflecting, which wasn't good. Next year, I want to stay active and maybe get like 10 is a lot, maybe like eight fights in.
That's crazy. 8's still pretty a lot though.
It's a lot. I heard, Isaiah Gomez, I think his name is, from Aragon. That fool said he fought eight times, and those were all sanctioned fights with no gear. You know what I mean? And I still have a few fights to go, or maybe one or two maybe in gear. So you're not really taking the most damage, and I feel like you can just keep getting back in there.
Yeah.
I would like to do that next year. My real goal is also like get a little MMA transition going soon by the end of it. But bro, I'm realizing how hard grappling is. It's like a whole nother language.
Have you started grappling?
Yes, sir. I've been doing it. Like Beehive Coach B hired Coach Tom Landeros from
Landeros.
BP. Yes, sir.
It's a good gym, bro. He's tight.
Yes, sir.
He just started his own spot, I think, a year or two ago, right? Didn't he?
Landeros MMA. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that was an active fighter too for UNF. So it's like you're getting,
crazy.
like live work basically.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's running his own gym, man. He's fighting, bro. That's like
It's a lot to juggle, yeah.
When I see people like there's coaching and then fighting yourself, but then there's like running your own gym
Right.
and then fighting yourself. That's like a whole another level. I feel like, bro, because that's like you got to do the business side, you got to coach, and you still got to fight. It's crazy, bro.
I feel like Julio's a pretty good example for that too. Even though he's not like running the show at Spider, it's like he's kind of like the mentor fighter / people.
He's a right hand man, bro.
Yeah, the one that people look up to there. So I mean, shout out to Julio. And Tom as well. Tom, he'll finish training people or doing that class. He'll get right there. He'll get right in there with us.
Start sparring, dude.
Yeah, no ego. Just whether it's striking or grappling, MMA sparring, he'll get in there. It doesn't matter. Just test himself, and that's why he's gonna have a belt one day.
Shout out Tom, bro. I forgot about the guy. I hit him up for an interview, and then I don't remember what happened, dude.
Or
so I gotta go through the DMs, dude. I get flooded, dude, so I do apologize for people.
He's an interesting guy because I know you interviewed the Honduran warrior.
That's how I got connected with him, was through him. Yeah. That guy's cool too.
He's with us now too. So.
Oh no way, dude.
Yeah, Tom left his recent situation. I wouldn't call it a situation, but his training situation that he had. Now he's training through us, so he has our facility.
Oh wait, so does he still have his own gym though, or what happened with that?
No, they're with us now. So
so he had to shut his spot down.
Yeah, he was training out of Excel Fitness in Whittier.
I thought that was his own spot. I thought he had his own gym running.
It's like his own team.
Got you. Okay. Still cool though. Still impressive though.
That's where Knucklehead Tom got started out of, was Excel Fitness. It's kind of like the breeding ground for like the coach / gym owners who have some credibility, and they start there and then they eventually branch out and then build their own gym. It seems like the gym's a hotbed for that type of.
Wait, what's it called? Excel MMA?
We know Fusion XL. That's in Florida. That's I think it's just XL Fitness Whittier.
XL Fitness. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've been there.
It's just a strength and conditioning gym at the end of the day. But a lot of these credible fighters locally get their start there, like Knucklehead Tom from Punk Rock, Syrian Striker, Mohammed, and I think Eric Paulson was working there a while ago.
Eric Paulson. That's history right there, bro.
I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I'm retarded. Forgive me.
But I see Eric Paulson pop up in random spots though, bro. He's been around for a while. He'll just pop into random gyms, whatever.
Interesting guy, man. That'd be a good guy to interview too, man.
Yeah, he's got some. He's training with the Rotudo brothers right now, right?
Oh yeah.
Who else has he got? He got some other fighter. Yeah, I'd love to get him one day.
The Rotulo brothers they're with Tyler Wombles, right? I could be wrong.
They are right now.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, and they do striking with them, and then they go with the. Wait, are they with Paulson or no? Am I tripping? I think they are though, right?
Is that CWW?
CSW.
Yeah, they are there because I see. Yes, sir. Because I see Syrian Striker Mohammed post like sparring or training there or whatever, and then Rutola brothers will be.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. And I know he's got like another big fighter. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. He's been putting in work, man.
Ethan Ewing, yeah, the UFC
Oh yeah,
guy.
Ethan Ewing. Yes.
Mr. 1 week's notice.
But dude, it was a 2-day notice.
Bro, what a freaking debut!
It's a crazy debut.
Like when
he's flowing, bro.
Bro, when he signed up for that fight, like people, like not people from California, but just friends I had like that aren't really into the fight scene, but they watch UFC. They're thinking that what was that cat's name that he was fighting that dude from Georgia? They thought that guy was gonna just beat Ewing, like run through him, Yeah. And I was like, bro, Ewing, like he's the belt at what was that league? He's A1 Combat, dude. I was like, that's a legit league, bro. Like that's not no slops, bro. That's like LFA UNF status right there. Sure. I didn't think he was gonna win in that fashion, but I was like, he's good, bro. He's good. I've been following him for a while, so I already knew, But dude, he really exposed. What was that guy's? I was facing his opponent, Wellmaker. He really exposed Wellmaker because. And I like Wellmaker, so I'm not talking, bro. But it's like I feel like Wellmaker just relied too much on his power, bro. Yeah. Sure. And he didn't have the technique or the cardio. I don't think. No offense to this guy, bro. If you somehow find this, I'm not talking shit, bro. I'm just saying what I say. I'm just saying what I see.
Yeah. Right.
I think Ethan showed why it's so important to stay ready. Don't balloon up. Don't if you seriously want to like do something in this, you have to be ready to make weight at all times. make it to the fight, take hard fights on the drop of a dime. I think he's a pretty good example for a lot of fighters up and coming, even ones who are already there, of why it's so important to stay ready, and capitalize on opportunities, because you never know when you're going to get one. Just like when Drew fought Chance that one time for WCK, he was given that opportunity, and because he's always running his sprints, I think he calls it the Jew Hills, if I'm not mistaken. If Drew wasn't always staying ready, he couldn't have taken that opportunity. But Ethan Ewing is actually a pretty good example of why it's so important to stay ready.
Bro, and Ewing fought for the A1 belt a week before, so he had plenty of reason to vacation or whatever, but he just stayed locked in, man.
Injuries
that
too.
paid off.
Isn't that crazy, bro? That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude.
What a fucking highlight that fool had for the end of the year, bro.
Yeah, bro. To end the year, and he had a kid on the way too.
Wow, that's cool, bro.
Talk about managing stress, man.
Yeah, He's probably just like, I just don't want to be home. You know what I mean? Chick's pregnant, she's angry all the time.
Get out of the
I'm not
house.
trying to be home, bro.
That's most men in a relationship. They just don't want to be home. It's like I'm at the laundromat or something like that.
I can't come home, babe. I'm training for this belt.
You're at Applebee's fucking happy hour or something like that, which is good, by the way. But
yeah, but dude, Ewing was looking so crisp, bro. His footwork and head movement was insane, bro. I was like,
little counters.
Yeah, bro. This is beautiful stuff. I'll put some clips in here.
Hey,
that's why it's so important to fight all the time too, not just be able to take one on short notice. Is that the more you fight, I feel like most fighters would agree that if you can manage injuries and get to the fight, and you're able to fight often, you're able to see things a lot clearer. The anxiety isn't as bad.
You get comfortable in there.
Yeah, but you also get it complacent. It's like, I was just here, no big deal. It's like, but if you fight someone with adrenaline going through their veins, they go out there and spark your ass. It's like, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But I tell all these people, if you can fight a lot, if you're in a position to fight a lot, fight a lot.
Yeah.
I was telling Rusty the other day, because the way they spar is very interesting. They don't go too hard or anything like that.
They just go long as fuck, bro.
But that's what helps.
It's like 2 hours or something of sparring, 3 hours of sparring. Dude, I couldn't make it, dude. I did it, but I couldn't do every round. I had to keep sitting out.
Yeah.
I would too, bro.
And he closes the doors, bro, and he just lets it turns off the AC, dude. It's like 90 I'm not even joking, bro. It's like 90 degrees, bro.
I love that, man.
Humid. Just awesome. Everything's wet, bro. It's so terrible, bro. But if you want to fight, that's what you got to do, bro. They do elbows and shit too.
They're awesome, man. They're an awesome group of guys. Because I was going with one of them. He was the guy who had the curly hair, southpaw.
Is he like a taller dude?
Yeah, but I don't know his name. I feel very bad I don't, because you dab somebody, you're like, I'm Serge, and then he's like, oh, I'm so and so. I don't remember his name, but it was really cool. I told him, I was like, I'm trying to go with you. I'm fighting a southpaw. He's like, I'll give you a good look, and I was like, okay, it's good to know that you're they have your best interests in mind. So shout out to Rusty and to Shaq, Adam Peninari, the whole gang there. They're all a great group of guys. So.
Shout out, dude. We literally, it's like the 4th podcast, and someone's brought up the Shaq system, bro. Dude, it's a good system, though, bro. It's a good team.
Adam had a pretty big breakout 2025. I feel like he got an MMA.
Oh, this has been last year was a good year for him, bro.
He had like a 6-second knockout, I think, in MMA.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Well, I think he's been on a run, too. I don't think he's lost for a few fights now, dude.
Yeah, he started this run with
D'Lo. Dude, my first exposure to Adam was that D'Lo fight of the homie Christian O'Brien. Shout out Christian, bro. He was fighting at Cali Muay Thai. And
title fight,
Yes, sir. And D'Angelo Gianni, that fool. I had just met him like a couple months ago prior to that. When Coach took Beehive to go spar at LA.
Yeah, we sparred a lot, me and D'Lo.
Yeah, and my impression of D'Lo is like, damn, this fool is an absolute animal. Whoever he's fighting is gonna get messed up, But then Abel, shout out Abel. Abel's like, nah, that's my homie Adam. He's a beast. And I'm like, all right, we'll see, bro. And Adam was just out there stunting on him, bro, like sticking his tongue out, hands down. I was like, bro, this fool is a dog, bro. This fool's really, really good.
He's young too, bro. He's young. He started training when he was little, bro. I think Adam was like Rusty was his first like Muay Thai coach. So he had him since he was little.
Dang.
Yeah, those guys are. One thing about them is they understand like those small little details in a clinch, like those little nuances that go a long way.
I was literally about to bring up their clench game, bro. It's like they end their rounds with a whole clench, a couple clench rounds, I think.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah, that's and ultimately the fight is going to end up there. A lot of fighters up and coming, they see Conor McGregor highlights or Sean O'Malley, and you're like, I'm going to go in there and do that. So you end up in that clinch. It's like you're not going to do jack shit.
Yeah, true.
Especially if you have two aggressive fighters that just want to come forward, you just end up clinching, bro. Someone's got to grab someone and redirect them,
eventually it's going to end up there. And it's like, when you know what to do there, I'm not saying like I'm some clinch wizard or anything like that, but it's like, if you know what to do there, like in a very proficient way, the other person isn't going to get very far if they don't, and I feel like that's where the Shaq system is excelling. They have those little details in a clinch that go a long way. And I told Rusty this, so he it's nothing new, but yeah, those little details go a long way, and Adam's a perfect example of that. And shout out to D'Lo as well. I've done a shitload of rounds with that guy, man. So yeah, me and D'Lo have we put in a lot of work together. I've sparred Adam as well. I don't do well against him because he's a beast, but hey man, you got to train with good people. Yeah. It's not about losing in sparring. There's no such thing as losing in sparring. So you get in there, you get better from that. That way you don't get smoked in a fight. So that's why sparring is so important. Whether it's hard, whether it's not so hard, it's like sparring is gonna get you there.
Yeah. No, I couldn't have said it any better, bro. And like for anyone who's trying to do this, bro, you got to spar often, bro. I know like some people are like, I don't like spar. Like with Max Holloway, I think Max Holloway kind of like put a lot of thoughts into people's head. But anyone that's gonna sit there and bring up Max Holloway in the sparring, go look at his last few fights. He started sparring again. It does not work, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, if you're like getting injured all the time, sure, I guess it makes sense. You're just like, I'm trying to save my body for the fight, sure. Like after you've been fighting for so many years, but like if you're gonna come up with, every fight has a game plan. If you're gonna come up with a game plan, you need to figure out what the holes in that game plan is, and you're gonna figure it out in sparring. You know what I mean?
You have to be tested under stress too. If you don't know how to handle adversity in the training room, how are you gonna handle it when the
batters under the lights,
all those nerves are there and the enormity of the event to go along with that? It's like, how are you gonna handle all that?
Yeah, and the conditioning, bro.
Yeah, the timing.
Dude, sparring gets you tired, bro. And like learning how to keep your technique after you're tired, that's important. Running's not the same, bro. Running's good for your cardio, but it's not the same, bro,
That's a good point, man. 'Cause there's a lot of people who are good at running down the street, but it's like you put them in the ring and you just, dog walk their ass, with basics. Like Alex was talking about, if you have a good 1-2, you're good at chopping a leg, or you have a tight guard.
You are, baby.
You'd be surprised. I've made a career off of it, basically. So it's like,
baby.
I mean, you obviously have to have more than that past a certain point, because the more you win, the better people you're going to fight eventually. You should want that for yourself. But there's a lot of people taking easy fights too, man. There's also a lot of that. Like a lot of promotions like to give people easy fights or setup fights. And whether it's WCK, Fighters Rep, there's been a few instances of that. I can point out a few, but I mean, there was just a shitstorm with Fighters Rep where he was posting those.
He's posting some diabolical AI generated videos on his YouTube too, and they're pretty hilarious, bro.
I haven't seen on his YouTube.
You gotta check them out, bro. They're hilarious.
I know what it's about, but it's like there's no receipts on either side. It's all just a bunch of, and I know where it comes from, where it stems from, but it's like, if you're out of the game, dude, just shouldn't be a concern. Nobody's even throwing shade at you. I felt like there's more shade being thrown towards Dennis Warner.
Because Dennis is fucking having events canceled.
A lot lately. A lot lately. The end of the year was rough for him, bro.
I've never worked with Dennis directly, but the way I've seen how he does business, like he won't tell you someone's been out of a fight for 2 weeks, and then he'll show up with a contract. He'll say, I'm on the way with the contract for that fight. And he'll show up with a completely new name. I'm not going to say their name, but I saw this happen in real time. I asked to fight one of his San Diego fighters. The only way this was going to happen is if I go to San Diego. And the Saquon robberies are pretty, they're pretty prevalent, when it comes to someone from up here going down there and fighting at their casino. You go against a San Diego guy, you ain't winning. Yeah. I was surprised when Stuart Smith was fighting Jason Ferry. It happened here because it was kind of neutral ground in a way, because Stuart's from up north. Jason Ferry is from San Diego, so further Southern California. So I was surprised that happened, but I know why it happened. It's because those guys are meeting in the middle. If Stuart Smith had to go to Saquon, it wouldn't happen. If Jason Ferry had to go up north to, like, say Sacramento, that event, they wouldn't agree to fight there. So this middle ground is the only reason it probably happened.
That was a great fight, by the way. I was there for it. I think I interviewed both of them.
No, they didn't end up fighting. It was supposed to be on the A1 combat event.
Didn't Stu fight Jason or no?
No, Stu
Oh,
fought D'Lo.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. They're supposed.
That was
to
a
fight.
banger though. I was there.
That was a good fight though. That
yeah.
was a good fight though. That was a good fight.
Stewart and D'Lo was a good fight, and you
Yeah.
brought up earlier getting cut with elbows. D'Lo got split in that fight, pretty gnarly, cut.
Yeah, I love Stu, and I love Dennis too. If you're watching this, Dennis,
Stu's funny, man.
no hate, bro. This is what people see, and not to touch up a little bit on Fighters Rep, dude. George, I spoke to you directly. I'm gonna make public apologies, because George, he mentioned how he felt like I was like being unfair to him and saying I like mean things to him. It wasn't my intention to say anything to come off me. Maybe it did because I'm always like smoking and drinking during these, so I might just say like kind of like word vomit things,
Yeah.
But it was no disrespect to George, bro. I really appreciate what he did for Fighters Rep. I appreciate what he did with a lot of our fighters. I've asked him to come on the show one day, so hopefully one day he can come on. I'd love to hear his story. But yeah, I just want to put that out there just because I know there's no beef on my end, dude.
Right.
So,
He just always feels like he has to defend himself for some reason, and it's like if you know what I mean. He was always good with me, and I'm not on him. I'm sure he'll say something about this at some point. I don't care, but yeah, he was always good to me. I understand. I know where this beef comes from. That's causing him to talk about it, but it's better just. It's not for me to say, but it's like it's your platform. If you want to talk about it, go ahead. But it's like if you're out of the game, it's like I guess there's no reason to, right? It's the best reward is you get time with your kids. You get to see them grow up, and they're heavily involved in baseball. I think they're doing well there.
way better sport.
And I know
Way
the
better
other
future.
Yeah,
Sport, bro. That's for sure, bro.
and I know the other person that caused this blow up to happen. I feel like there's validity to what he's saying as well. Like I said, there's no receipts being shown. So it's all just up in the air at this point. I don't know who to believe. I don't care, honestly. One of them is out of the game. It's irrelevant. It's thank you for what you've done for me and move on, in my opinion. But to go on like a whole like social media rant about it, it's like there's like he said, there's not only negative aspects to what this whole blow up has produced, but it's like just why talk about it? If you're on the winning side of the equation, why talk about it? If you're out of the game. That's should be the best reward, but whatever, I guess.
Yeah, George, nothing but love, man. Hopefully you're appreciating
George.
life. Shout out, George, bro. Honestly, like, dude, people just are talking, bro. We're just giving our thoughts. It's not like I love Fighters Rep. I wish it didn't go away. I think it provided great opportunity, great exposure. I learned about a lot of fighters through his embedded series, or I don't know what he called it, but it was like embedded series to me.
He built a lot of people, man. You can't deny that. And
he did it right, bro. He did it right.
And please don't attack me, George. I love you. You've done a lot for me as well. I feel like the Fighters Rep exposure you gave me helped me get to where I am now. Not that I'm that successful, but Fighters Rep played a huge role in my development as a fighter. So please don't attack me. If you do, I'm here for it. But
he actually managed to pull off like stand and bang fights. There was like minimal to no clinching. Those are very entertaining
fights.
They're
kickboxing matches, that's why. But yeah,
Isaac De La Paz and Caleb Salazar. That's the best one right there.
Yeah, dude, there was a lot of good fights that they put on, bro. And honestly, like when I saw Fighters Rep, like when I went to a Fighters Rep event, I was like, that's what kind of gave me the inspiration to start doing the fighter interviews, because once it went away, I was like, damn, bro, there's no one doing it now, I wanted to start doing this for Dennis because I was like, I love, at Spider, we love Dennis and WCK, but it didn't work out, and I was like, I'll just do it on my own, though.
Sure. They just can't be consistent with what they want, it seems like, because they were at the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, this is the heir apparent to Fighters Rep. Because Hung was able to plug you in for those interviews. Shout out to Hung, by the way.
I love Hung too. I love everyone, bro. Most
love.
Nothing bad to say about Hung.
Staple in the Muay Thai community, bro. He's done so much for the community, and he's like, dude, he's truly one of those people where he'll give people opportunities, even if he gets nothing out of it. He just is like a good person like that. He's like, I don't know, you want to do this thing? I can connect you with this other person, And
he's been out of the game, he's been in the game for a long time. I said out of the game, but Hung's been embedded in this community for a long time. So he knows all the names. I think when he took over Fighters Rep, he was at an IFS event it was my first no gear fight. He was there kind of like scouting who's fighting that night and stuff like that. Because it was right when they made him the matchmaker for Fighters Rep. It was like, I don't know, mid to late June 2023. So like Hung knows all the players, that's one thing about Hung. And I mean, I'm not going to tell him anything about himself he doesn't know, but he knows the field, he knows who's who, and he knows what the big fights are to make. And I got to get back to working with him, man. Just
he does great matchmaking, dude.
Yeah,
like sometimes I'll be DMing him, he'll be like, I'm gonna talk to this dude and this dude, and I'm like, damn, that's up. You get that dude, that's gonna be a banger, bro. And like when you watch the cards that he does, it's not like one or two good fights. It's like,
All of them.
bro, like the last WCK event that I went, it was a while ago, dude. But the last one I went to that he ran, I seriously think I recorded like 6 absolute bangers, bro, on my phone. I was just like, damn, these 6 fights are like some of the best fights I've seen this whole year, you know?
Yeah, he knows exactly what to do. And Hung, reach out to me, man.
Hit him up, Hung. I'll let him know, bro. I'll remind him you exist, dude.
Yeah, I'll, after February, I'm pretty open. You know, I mean, I was offered the Eddie fight in June, assuming that he wins the title. Whoever his dance partner is could beat him. But, you know, after this February fight, I don't plan on doing anything until like, I don't know, early to late summer. So hit me up, dude. Let's work. I told Hung I want to get back to working with him. So
Have you ever trained at Hardworks?
no, I actually fought against him once. Fucking Andrew Gutierrez beat my ass. But
Oh yeah, dude, kid, that young kid, he's like 22, I think, right now, right? Yeah, that kid's.
no
Bro, that
excuses.
kid's-
He got me.
Yeah, he's dedicated too, bro. I was talking to him, and he lives in like San Pedro or something.
Yeah.
So he rides his bike over that hill, bro, every
Yeah.
day just to train.
He's a good guy.
Like, he doesn't have a car, bro. I mean, I don't know if he does now, but I was like, damn, that's commitment, dude.
He kind of fell silent a little bit. I don't know what's going on in his life. He's, you know, a very private person with what he decides to share. But Andrew's a good guy, man. Very even better fighter. So shout out to Andrew.
And when I say hill, I take it back. It's not a hill. It's a bridge. It's a bridge, bro. It's a big ass bridge, bro.
Still, bro, the bike every day is
Yeah, bro.
It's commitment.
Dude, I was like, fuck, I would have taken a bus.
be
but
gassed by
that's
the
just
time I
me,
get
you
to
know?
practice, bro.
I think Touchdown Films did that little bit on that, right? Where he was like, "Yeah, this guy bikes here every cycles here every day."
he did. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Strictly Business, man.
Yeah, shout out Brian, bro. Free that fool for
Strictly
real,
business,
bro.
bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I heard he's got like 2 years, but that's like half time in California unless it was
Yeah.
violent.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
He
Strictly
just needs a hug,
business.
bro. He ain't violent. He just needs a hug, bro.
Yeah, no cap, bro.
Brian's awesome, man.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's cool. I love that guy, dude. I say that about everyone, bro. I gotta stop saying that.
And Padilla as well. Justin Padilla.
Padilla, yeah,
That
yeah.
fool's funny, bro.
I'm talking to him right now, dude. Justin Padilla. He showed me pictures of when he was fat, dude. That was crazy.
It's a trip on. He doesn't look anything like that anymore. It's like a
No.
lifetime ago.
He had his mohawk too. He had his like
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell mohawk. That fool was funny, man.
Dude, that's
still
the
is.
martial arts, bro. The power of martial arts,
So-
dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
It gives you something to live for, bro. And
Mm,
you're
purpose,
like, I
bro,
want to
direction.
be better, you know?
And he's good. Like he'll get hate for knocking out some like guy off the street or whatnot.
A
But,
friendly
like-
fade factory.
But he's pretty good. You know, I've sparred with him. You know, he's pretty good. You know, he
Good.
throws those hands. He has pretty good clinch. He's a good fighter.
Just really good boxing. I can't
think-
hold
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I think when I met him, he like knocked some full out at WCK just before I even knew anything about like the friendly fade or anything. I just did a fighter interview at WCK, and then I met Strictly, and then I found out about that whole fighter factory and all that, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, hey, bro, it's crazy. I honestly though, those kids are smart because the social media is the way to go, bro.
Heck yeah, bro. It's really good to get your name out
The
there.
Million View Crew or whatever they're called.
Bro,
Yeah.
you could have one fight and make clips and live off those clips
No
for like a
cap.
year, bro.
Yes, sir.
And instead of fighting 10 fights and you know not getting for him, yo.
Right.
'Cause those are monetized, obviously. At a certain point, you make after a certain amount of views, it gets monetized, right?
Yeah, you get monetized, and you know hopefully that helps with exposure, brand deals,
Yeah.
whatever, bro. I mean that's what it is, bro. If you want to be a fighter, you have to think like that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird to think of it like that because you're like content creator. You know,
because social media is a vehicle, I guess, to success now. I
You,
mean,
you have to use it as a tool.
but
yeah.
there has to be some validity to the things that you're doing, like some legitimacy as well.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
if you're just posting dumb shit for views,
Like
mean,
I think I do think some of the, or not some of the, but I think like how heavily Justin involved in the friendly fade factory could have been like detrimental almost because they don't really present any real threats to him, you know. So you can have your hands down and whatever. And
Yeah.
if you watch the way he got knocked out in his last fight,
Hands down, yeah.
yeah, he just
It's like a
entered
head
the.
kick, right? Wasn't it a head
It
kick?
was
or
an
something?
elbow.
it's like a
Oh, it was
leaping
an
elbow.
elbow,
yeah.
yeah.
But he just ran right into him with
Yeah.
both his hands down. Like, bro, this is a trained fighter, bro, who's been preparing for this moment. You know
that guy's
what I mean?
good.
He's gonna see that opening and capitalize on it.
He's gonna
Where-
expose. Yeah.
Right, yes, sir. Whereas these friendly fade factory homies are not really gonna know what, you know.
What happened to that
Nah.
guy that he fought though? Where did he go from there? Was there any like?
Serrano homie, I don't
His
know.
name's Leo. I know who he is because he's from one gym. In hell, forgot the name of it. Whatever, but there's gyms everywhere. But he's good.
Here it is.
Yeah,
California,
Beehive
bro.
included. Where there's a gym everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, he landed a pretty good horizontal elbow, man. I mean, I heard it. I was in a crowd that night.
Dude,
Justin was out for
Yeah.
like
yeah,
a minute,
it was scary, bro. I
I-
was not enjoying that scene.
I was
It's hard
like-
to see a friend
I
go
don't
through
think,
that.
and the people there, but yeah, Friendly Fade's cool, bro. Came back, he's been doing cool things.
Sure.
That blew up, bro. There's like a bunch of those what's the other one? Backyard Squabbles. That's the big one out here.
That's where I started, man.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. They're cool, bro. They're not putting on as much fights, but now they're sanctioned. So
Yeah, they are sanctioned, bro.
Yeah, that can't be cheap as well. You know,
No.
I mean, all the licensing and the venue and the vendors and all of that. It goes back to what George said that and like I said, I'm not a George hater or anything. Hopefully, I didn't come across that way at all. But yeah, George talked about the vendors, the lights and all that. It can't be cheap. So if you wonder why they haven't been back, it's maybe because of the price that comes along with putting on an event.
yeah,
That's also why there's so many events falling through as well. Is it worth the money that you're going to get out of it, or is it all just is it a waste of money at the end of the day? Because like you said, home will give opportunities to people who it maybe not benefit him. It's the same with an event. It's like, is this event actually going to generate what we need it to generate, revenue or viewership, whatever it is, to make sure that they keep coming back? Because ever since Fighters Rep's been gone, it seems like the whole putting on an event and the event following through has been in like complete disarray. That's what it seems like. Because the A1 Combat, that instance recently is my most recent example. Legends with Tariq, where something happened with the venue insurance or something, or the sanctioning bodies insurance. I could be wrong. Don't attack me. And then you had the WCK incident where David got in the ring with Eddie and then they didn't fight. So it's like, it seems like ever since Fighter Rep has been gone, the whole game's been in shambles.
Yeah, I don't think that's because of Fighters Rep though. I just think that was more of a foreshadowing of the future, bro.
True,
It's
bro.
just like the money is just not there, bro, and people are being less interested in like just combat sports and shit. Like combat sports is at a peak, but like on the regional scene, it's like people are just like most people show up to fights just to see one guy fight, bro. At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to other countries, it's like they're going in for the whole event. It's it's like a thing to do, right? It's like they don't even care who's fighting. They're just gonna go watch some fights. You know what I mean? The culture is so different over here. It's just to make that money to even pay and break even is just becoming harder and harder. Part of it too is because we're in California, dog.
It's expensive.
It's so hard to run shows here, bro. I was talking to the guy who runs Fight Circus. I don't know if you heard of Fight Circus. They only did when I was talking to him, they hadn't done a California show, and he was telling me it's too expensive, dude. And the regulations, for the stuff we do, we're not going to be allowed to do our best stuff. They finally did do a show. Oh no, it was in Vegas. It wasn't even in California. You can't do it in California, bro. And that's like Fight Circus is big, bro. They're probably making some decent money, some decent cheddar. They have Rampage on. They had some big names, right? They had Death Sentence was on recently. He fought who do you fight? Crazy Horse, right? Was it Crazy Horse? Yeah, I think he fought Crazy Horse.
He fought Charles Bennett?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
Was it Charles Bennett? I think it was Crazy Horse. I don't have my phone.
That dude has a one-hitter quitter, man.
I don't think it was like it was like a funsy fight. I think
sure.
obviously dude, there's no way he'd destroy him, bro.
Crazy Horse.
Dude, Death Sentence had the craziest rise, and then off that one fight, and then once you've seen his next fight, you're like, oh, he just got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
He just fought some dude that didn't know how to fight. Because have you seen how he?
Yeah, the way he punches, bro.
I'm sorry, but
He just chucks him at you, bro. Like literally, he literally just chucks him at you.
Who was the other? His buddy or whoever?
Wing C.
The Angel Wing guy?
Yeah, Wing C. I just interviewed a guy that knows they're from the same area. He knows
Oh,
him.
shit. Damn.
Yeah, yesterday. Well, actually, it's probably already released, but dude, I can't remember that guy's name, dude. I'm spacing. Black Goku was his IG handle.
It was funny seeing DJ get pissed off at all.
Yeah, bro,
of
and he
it.
head kicked the Wing C fool.
Yeah,
That was a funny ass clip.
Yeah.
That fool was trolling him.
It was
yeah.
like a slap, bro.
Yeah, it was barely tapped him.
But it was like on the chin though,
True.
especially because he's short, so it's coming up.
Mm.
So it was really right there. But still, honestly, he should have been able to take it. They had shin pads on. He barely slapped it. You should have been able to take that, bro.
Yeah,
He probably just wasn't expecting it, not clenching his jaw or nothing. Just walked into it.
It's no experience, bro.
Yes,
He
sir.
wasn't prepared, right?
It is a baseball bat hitting your head at the end of the day, so it's like it may not take a lot, especially like what he was saying. He may not have seen it coming. It's like that's the worst time to get hit.
Didn't see it coming. Didn't have his chin tucked. He should have already had his chin tucked. That's just how you should be regular, right? You shouldn't be out there with your chin up,
On some Yui.
Yeah, he learned, dude. That's the only guy who can fight with his chin in the air and somehow last as long.
He was just hard knockout, bro. God-given talent,
And I feel like they were glazing Khalil Roundtree leading up to that fight a lot. They're like, oh, he gave Alex a tough fight. It's like, yeah, but he didn't win. Like winning, you should at that stage, like you kind of have to win to be, positively reflected on.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he, his stock rose in that fight with Alex, but it's like you still have a murderer's row in your division.
Yeah.
And jury kind of reaffirmed, that and took him out.
Yeah, I did not see that one coming. First of all,
Me neither,
but I
bro.
think when they're bringing that up about his fight with Alex, I think it was because they both fought Alex, and so
Yeah,
they're trying to
for
compare who did better,
Who
against
lost
Alex.
worse.
Who lost better? Who, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Or who lost worse? My consensus was I thought that Yuri was gonna lose.
Yeah.
It's just Khalil's crazy, bro.
So technical.
But this isn't the first time that I've seen Khalil like not be able to show up.
Mhm.
I mean, he's had other fights where he should have won and like he just didn't look his best for whatever reason. He seems like the type of dude. He seems really emotional. So I feel like if something's going on in his personal life, it just fucks everything up, like training and everything. I'm not saying that's what happened, but he just got into a relationship with the lady not too long from that fight. I remember when he was posting with her. At least I had never seen him post with her before.
Mhm.
So who knows? But. It was crazy. Yeah, I think didn't he lose though because he started getting tired or something, right?
Yeah,
He was in conditioning or something, right?
I do think, but that's been why he's lost before. You know what I mean? The other guy was able to put a pace that he couldn't keep.
Yeah.
But if he can't be the matador the entire time, it doesn't seem like he can win very well. And then nobody really wants to initiate grappling with him because his grappling. I'm not saying he could probably tap my ass out, no problem. But like his grappling doesn't seem. His previous losses have come from submissions or just not being able to fight off the ground very well. But in this landscape of the light heavyweight division, it seems like strikers are who reign supreme.
Yeah, because they got that one touch.
Yeah, and that's given him a chance to kind of like flourish.
Yeah.
Because he only needs one, But if that one doesn't connect, you still have 3 to 5 rounds that you got to go with the guy.
Yeah.
Who's also may have championship level experience, like Jury,
Yeah.
Yuri's also be durable, so I feel like he could just kind of let
Somehow.
he kind of just let
Khalil hit him. He could like
punch himself out.
Yeah, punch himself out. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what was like kind of how the fight went. Was just Khalil came in way too aggressive. He was swinging. That's the thing is now that I'm bringing it up and I'm thinking about it, he has no control.
Yeah, everything's 100.
Yeah, dude, even with that Pereira
Yeah.
fight, I remember he was swinging so hard, and I was like, Pereira's never been knocked out. You're gonna
Bro.
put everything out in his first round like
Right,
that.
bro.
You know what I mean?
At
It's kind of
Salt
like
Lake
crazy.
City too, because you have to bring the elevation into the equation as well. Because they were at Salt Lake City.
Yeah, with the Pereira fight, right? Not with the Yuri fight. Though.
Yeah, and then Pereira was already out there for like maybe a month, and then Khalil just showed up on fight week to handle business.
Yeah,
and
that was bad decision on his end. I don't think he thought it was going to affect him like that.
It's like when Cain Velasquez fought Verdum, if you remember. Like Cain was known for his insane cardio, and then he goes to Mexico City. He gets Cain Velasquez basically.
Yeah,
everything he does so well was done to him basically.
No, you're right. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Khalil's career after this. I don't think he's like done or anything. I'm just curious to see who he fights. Where does he go? I don't know what's up with that division. I mean, I think isn't Alex Pereira moving up again? Going
Hopefully.
heavy, right?
I would like to see him in heavyweight.
That's like, what else are you gonna do at this
Yeah,
point?
bro,
Right?
he cleaned the division.
The way he took out Onkolov, it's like, I mean, are we gonna see a 3? I mean, is it gonna matter?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing really to gain by being Ankalaev a second time because it'd be a trilogy, right? So they'd be 1-1 at this point. But I feel like him going out there and beating Ankalaev the way he did, it shows that he wasn't right in the first fight.
Yeah,
well, wasn't he coming off like something broken or something?
He had the norovirus.
Oh yeah, the norovirus. That's what it was. Yeah,
I had that a week before I fought Seth. It sucked. So if he felt anything remotely what I dealt with, I don't know how he even fought 5 rounds, dude. Because that was easily the worst sickness I've ever gotten.
Yeah,
because you're just everywhere and throwing up. Like, yeah.
How do you train like that, bro?
Exactly.
Yeah, how do you train? You can't, bro.
That just shows Alex Pereira's like level of grit that he has, and just like there's no in that guy. He's willing to
sign the contract, bro. I'm gonna get in there.
When he shows up, you have people pulling out with sore toes and like a broken fingernail. I heard one time, or I ran out of I ran out of gas or something. Like, you have people pulling out with that, but this guy literally fought his pants.
He probably had poop stains in his pants.
And chocolate underwear, bro.
When he was getting submitted, it was a submission loss, right? Or what was?
No, he just lost the decision to
Ankalaev.
He just got held against the fence, basically.
Oh yeah. When he was against the fence, he probably was thinking more of not himself rather than getting out.
Probably don't want to squeeze that, that wizard or guillotine too tight, bro. Might be a little explosion down there.
He's probably like, damn, I can transition into a better position right now.
Yeah,
that might make me. So I'm gonna stay right here and clench my butt cheeks, bro.
But he went out there like virus free, you know, in the second fight and just
Walked him down,
annihilated
bro.
him, dude.
Bro, he knocked him out in like the first round, wasn't it? Like the
Yeah.
first round or something, dude. That was crazy, dude. And was just in his face the whole time,
Yeah.
bro.
And
Just-
broke his foot.
Yeah, he broke his- yeah. He always does that. Didn't he break his foot too against
Yeah.
Yuri? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I think that foot's just trash, probably. He probably like needs some type of
Been through
structural
wars,
surgery,
bro.
you know? Yeah.
He went like foot to shin or something like that. His
No,
toe.
with Yuri,
yeah.
banged it on his forehead.
Yeah.
It was a switch kick, and he broke his
Yeah.
toe right there.
Yeah.
Big toe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think he pulled it in place.
Yeah,
the
after
fight
the fight.
himself. What a savage,
bro.
He just was like- Did his interview. I was like, what a savage, bro.
I think that happened at Pantoja too. He dislocated his arm on the mat return when he threw the head kick. I think he tried to post on it, and then that's
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
against
against
Vaughn?
Van.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
what a crazy freak accident, dude. But that's just like, as you accumulate all these fights, something's going to happen. He has like 30 something
Yeah.
fights in the UFC, bro. It's like, you know.
Pantoja.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, I think I might be wrong, though. I thought it was like 30 something.
Yeah, he's been out there, man, since like 2017, if I'm not mistaken, according to Sherdog. But yeah, dude. I thought his arm like snapped in half, but they
It was his shoulder, right? Wasn't it? Oh,
yeah, they revealed it was his shoulder, but his elbow dislocated.
Weird how it looked.
Yeah,
think it was
looked
the
like
labrum.
Sus, right?
Yeah.
Sus.
I think it was his labrum because I think that's all connected down to your hip. So I'm pretty sure he probably dislocated his labrum. If that's, I don't know if that's possible, but
I don't know either. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
You think, so the rematch, who do you got for the rematch?
call me crazy, but I think Van was gonna win that fight because he looked very poised, you know.
Uh-huh.
And Pantoja was talking like, "Oh, I felt like I could knock him out in the first round."
He
It's
was
like,
trying to. He was so aggressive. For Pantoja's not like that, bro. He's very calculated. So for him to go in
Yeah.
like that, I feel like he ate like a few strikes coming in, you know.
Yeah.
But he did throw like a good knee or something. I remember like a
Yeah.
solid ass knee, bro. I was like, ooh.
I just think Van is more poetic with his striking. That was the difference between Kyra France and Brandon Royval the Asakura guy that he fought is that he's a little more poetic in the way he strikes. He is Joshua Van. He's able to slow it down and process a little bit better. And I think in doing that, that's where he's able to land a big one. Is his timing is just that good. But for some reason, I think he would win the second fight because I felt like the first fight he was very present. It looked like he wasn't like a Pantoja opponent, where a lot of those guys look like defeated
Scared.
before they even fought him.
Yeah.
Like Kai looks scared, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think that's because they were standing though. I think once he goes to the ground, I don't know if he would have still had that
Oh,
same confidence, bro. I
it's
feel
over.
like that's when because honestly for Pantoja, I think most people are okay with standing with them, you know? It's once they get taken down, that's when they're like, oh dude, this is like some next level.
Yeah, he just latches onto your back and then finds your neck.
He's so good on the ground, bro.
He doesn't choke you out. He's just gonna stay there in a dominant position where the ref can't
Yeah.
control the clock.
Yeah, and then when he does let his hands go and his striking, it's after him laying on you for so long that
Tired.
now it's like now he can like do stuff to you that you can't do to him anymore, you know, or he could have earlier, you know.
Like completely nerfed striking.
Yeah,
But this guy's the only guy I know that can. I've seen him spar after grappling. This guy keeps a pretty crazy pace. He kind of off topic, but like it's kind of in the same category. You talk about people losing their power as the grappling goes on. This guy right here is pretty good in the grappling. Like he'll grapple, he'll take the MMA class, and he'll come strike, and he's still pretty solid. Yeah, because
it's the Indian power, bro. It's crazy.
The muscle.
that Punjabi power.
That's what they smell, bro. It's all energy. The more he smells, the more aura he is, bro.
Yeah. This guy kind of has a very unorthodox style. I think that's gonna separate him from the rest of the people at because he's like the next generation. So he has good clinch, he has good kickboxing to go with a good distance management. So like when you see like the people who can differentiate from striking, grappling, these guys are people who are like starting now versus like starting later in life. You're able to kind of like seamlessly transition. People are stuck in.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing, bro. But you know what helps a lot is learning the Thai, like clenching and Muay Thai. When I started
Yeah.
doing jiu-jitsu, it's like to the lower belts, I was able to get a lot of stuff off just because I understood like body positioning and not having to look at stuff, just feeling it, you know.
Sure.
But obviously, once you get to like the black belts, you're not gonna be able to like Thai clench someone, bro. They're just gonna go for someone else. But one thing I used to do a lot of when I started doing jiu-jitsu was when we were standing up, I would just put them in the full plum and then snap their neck out, and I already knew they were gonna shoot for like a double or a single. And so like right when they did that, I would just go for the guillotine.
Oh,
And dude, that would work a lot, bro. Some of the other times when they would
Smart.
shoot, I would try to block them with my elbows and then just like rotate them over, you know?
Oh, let's turn him into a sweep.
Yeah, turn it into a sweep, dude. Surprisingly, because these jits guys, like, they're not like, at least the guys I was against, they didn't have like that type of strength, that type of grip strength. Like this is a different type of strength, you know?
Right.
So like they're not used to being able to throw people over like that, you know? They're used to sweeping and stop locking you off balance. Anyway, so for me it worked. I don't know. Maybe the people I was training against just sucked. I don't know.
I mean,
Does
it makes
Spider
sense.
have a jiu-jitsu program?
Yeah, we do. It's
Oh,
under
nice.
Legacy Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Because I know on Dre,
That was his coach.
the guy who looks like Johnny,
Yeah, he does.
He
dude.
does, bro.
but he has like the most Mexican accent. It almost
Bro,
makes
I
no
wasn't
fucking
anticipating
sense.
that.
Yeah,
Accent.
he looks like a white man for sure.
That was
bro.
funny as hell.
Is
He's
Strong. That guy's strong, bro.
is
sparred like 3 days in a row last week
Yeah.
during the holiday or this week technically. But yeah, he sparred at Spider, then he went Warjin the next day, and then he went to Valiant.
Yeah.
Crazy Johnny Sin. I was like,
Yeah, that guy. Well, I think he's got a fight coming up. If I'm not mistaken. So he's
yeah, February.
yeah. So he's getting ready. But yeah, Andreas is tight. I love that guy, bro. Good rounds with that guy, bro.
It goes hard, but I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's a good hard. It sounded wrong.
It's a very it's a respectful hard.
Pause.
He's like
Yeah.
hitting you hard and talking to you and you're having a good time, bro. I don't ever feel like I'm mad at him or anything.
Right.
If anything, I get disappointed with myself. Like, damn, he landed that clean. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's there, he's present, you know, but like when someone's going hard with malintent, but with him, it's like just a way.
Just training,
I
bro.
feel, I feel like the differentiating factor, like you can go as hard as you want, but if you really catch someone and crack them, and then you try to like capitalize on it and take them
Yeah,
out,
follow it up. That's
Right, bro.
very important. True, very
you know what I
true.
mean? Like, and
Yeah.
if you just crack them and let them recover and maybe change up the target and not go for the leg or something, then
That's a good sparring partner.
yeah, you care about them. You know what I mean?
Unless you have like a fight coming up and it's established, like I need to put you in the dirt because we got to work these holes out. That's a completely different thing.
Right, right,
But for general sparring, yes, I 1000% agree, bro. I like. I don't know if I was talking to you guys about it or someone else, but as of late, dude, I've been trying to be real careful about sparring, bro, just because I'm getting older and I'm starting to be concerned with CTE and stuff, you know.
It's real, dude.
Dude, like I had some fighters on here, like when I interviewed Nam Fan and Joy Beltran, bro, it's like, dude, gnarly, heartbreaking. I don't want that to be me. You know?
True.
And I don't want that to be
Yeah.
you guys, you know.
Thank
So
you. I want that
I
to
saw
be
the
anyone.
time lapse with Cam Fam where 10 years ago, the interview that you did, he
yeah,
real thing. Alex talked about that a
yeah,
lot in his last about how he traumatic brain.
yeah.
At least he got out.
He's smart. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
You could tell he's really smart and
Oh yeah.
thinks about all the stuff he does. Not a lot of people are like that, and some people are just too in love with it, bro. They just can't.
Don't know when to walk away.
Yeah. I think too. Usually it happens so gradually that you don't
Notice
like
it.
something happens and you get used to it, right? And it goes a little further, and then that becomes the new normal.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
bro.
Before you know it, you're like 30 feet into it, bro, and you're like, oh, shit, who is this guy?
Then like TPI's irreversible.
All right, dude. You guys got anything to add? Serge, when's your fight?
So I'll be fighting February 21st for the Royal Combat Lightweight title, sanctioned by the ISKA. I'm not going to reveal my opponent in case Pops before the poster does, but this guy's 8-4. He's from NorCal. Best of luck. Training camp.
Aadit, what you got going on? You got fights? Did I say it right?
Yes, sir, yes,
Aadit?
sir.
All right, cool. I got it right finally.
Now you're good, bro.
Punjabi warrior.
Fight coming up March 21st for that new promotion. I think run by the LA Muay Thai coach. Forget what it's
Fighting
called.
championship.
Thai fighting
Little gloves.
championship.
I haven't seen it. Oh, it's in MMA gloves?
Little shooter gloves, but this is what I didn't know.
Interesting.
This is what I didn't know when I accepted the fight. You have to have 8 full contact bouts, so like sanctioned fights.
Yeah.
Before they put you in small gloves, so it's only like 3 or 4 fights on the whole card that are in small gloves. I'm gonna be in big gloves.
Okay.
When I accepted it, I thought it'd be in small gloves. But
I didn't even. That's a weird rule to have. Like, why does it even matter?
Not a lot of people have 8.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a very select. Like, I know some of the matchups already.
I messaged him too, and I was like, "Is there any way to
Wait,
bypass
when's that promotion? I want to go to that, bro. When
March
is it?
21st?"
March 21st, dude. I'm gonna get in contact with them. I'm gonna see if I could do like press there or something.
You're
Oh,
fire.
hit him up. Yeah, you would love that.
That'd be tired. Just walk around to interview people.
And it's
It's like
like
the Moto Shed, the one that D'Lo fought. So it's at that cool little Harley.
Oh, okay. That's all right. I can
super
do
fun.
that.
That
Yeah, we
venue
can
is
do
sick
that.
because everyone's just standing around the ring, like super close. When you walk to the ring too, you walk like right past the whole crowd.
Basically in a nightclub.
Yeah. All right, cool. Hopefully, I mean, if I can't get press, I'll still go. I want to check it out. That sounds like a cool promotion to check out.
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna be their first event, you said, right?
Mhm.
Wow.
So if you can get like locked in with them from
Debut,
the
bro.
start, from the jump, you know, it'd be fire.
Yeah, that'd be tight. All right, dude. California Sober might be most show by the time this gets released. Aadit, Serge, thanks for coming on, fellas. If you ever want to come
Thank
back
you,
on,
bro.
let me know. Let's train together sometime. I know I keep telling you I'm gonna go to B, and dude, I'm terrible, dude. I'm terrible. I'm so busy, but
He's
I
a good guy to
time.
interview too.
B?
Yeah.
I've been talking to him. I want to do that thing I told you. I want to go to your gym, film a little training session, and help him promote it and get an interview out of it. Maybe at the end.
I'll
That'd be
talk to
cool. That's a new series I'm trying to start. Oh, I just told the viewers my new thing for 2026. I'm thinking about this, bro.
Right.
Everyone else at home, thanks for watching. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Happy holidays.